to internalize all that and go out there and get the job done, that's why I'm still doing it, because it scares me shitless. But if you can just internalize all that and get the job done, you know what the truth is. That's what I mean. Like, it's knowing far as what your brain is thinking and acknowledging those feelings, but differentiating your feelings from reality, because a lot of times that's not reality.
Right.
You're scared. Why should you be scared? I don't leave any stone unturned. Every time I hit that cage, I'm 110% ready to go. Why should we be worried? Let the cards fall where they may.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? You gave yourself, or for me, I've given myself the best chance to win that fight in that moment in time. So all those worries, you can, like I said, I acknowledge that they're there, but at some part, you're going to have to compartmentalize all that stuff and get your job done and get those 3 checks. That's all that matters to me.
What's going on, guys? It's Eric Allen, owner of Top Rated MMA and the Eric Allen Show. Wanted to tell you about the sponsor of this episode, Podcorn. I was actually referred to Podcorn by some great friends of mine, so I had to go check this out because they said that they actually earned money through their podcast using Podcorn. And here it is. Podcorn is this marketplace for podcasters to connect with sponsor opportunities so you can actually monetize your podcast. You don't have to have this large podcast. You can browse through all these different sponsorship opportunities and find the ones that really match what you're into. You can do mid-roll, you can do pre-roll, you can do interview spots with that opportunity. You can also do product review and connect with them, and there's no middleman. You're actually working directly with the sponsors that you're trying to work with. A very simple process to submit. They are there to make sure that you are compensated for the work that you do. They're like hiring somebody to do the dirty work for you, but you don't have to pay them. They actually pay you to work with awesome sponsors. You can't go wrong with Podcorn. Keoni, you're an undefeated MMA professional fighter signed with Bellator, man. Thank you so much for your time, man. I appreciate it. So,
thank you, sorry.
Yeah, no problem, man. I like to start my shows up by going back to the beginning, man. Where did you grow up? What was childhood like for you?
I was born in California, like half of my life. Moved to Hawaii in like 9th grade, and yeah, just kind of hit a little rough patch going in school, some bullies and stuff like that. So after high school, I didn't really start training in MMA until I think I was like 19.
Okay.
So just training really to just kind of protect myself, you know what I mean, and handle situations as they may come. And then we kept fighting. We were doing some amateur fights and stuff, and they were going good. And then wanted to try and stayed amateur for a while, doing all kinds of other odd jobs. Was in the Carpenters Union, was going to school for like nursing, did some other just like regular what is that? Just your regular prereqs just to try to get things going. So I kind of went around and chased after a lot of things, and then always wanted to come back to fighting and just wanted to try to give it a good run. We had some stalls going on, but yeah, I didn't turn pro until like 28. So it was a while. It was a process, man. And then but still feel good. Body feels good. Brain feels good. Everything's pretty good, man. So it just it's a weird story how everything comes. It's all about the journey, man.
Oh, for sure, dude. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, you have been fighting for a long time. I mean, Tapology shows that you had your first amateur fight in 2007. I mean, is that when you had your first like fight, or were you fighting before that even?
No, that was my first amateur fight. Okay. Then I didn't fight for like another year or something like that. Okay. Then I had a few. Then I strung out probably. Well, no, I think I had 2 amateurs. Then I stopped for like 3 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because, well, you know, you got everybody in your ear talking about don't do wasting your time with that type of shit, and just, you know what I mean? You fighting, that don't make no damn money. You better do your job, you know what I mean? You sound stupid. You sound crazy when you. But I guess not. It ain't too crazy because it's worth.
Yeah.
But
come on,
you
man.
know what I mean? So when you're young and impressionable and you don't really know who you are and yourself, and so you just kind of follow along and stay in that safe route where everybody going, getting a job. You know what I mean? You always can be a carpenter, always can be a union carpenter, always can do these type of jobs. I don't think you always can be a world champ or aspire to be a world champ. You know what I mean? There's kind of a deadline on those types of things.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you know, and 5 of your 9 pro fights, they've come via rear naked choke, which obviously you're good at finishing the fight anywhere it goes. But is that the game plan for you to get in there and get that rear naked choke?
I think, to be honest, a lot of people don't really expect how heavy the hands are. So shit gets clinched up kind of quick sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I thought Derek Campos, like I thought in that last fight, you know what I mean? I was expecting like a war, like he's gonna try to bang out like a lot of his fights, and he got caught with a few left hands, and fuck, he was the one initiating the wrestling, especially in the first round. I was like, wow, that came a lot quicker than fucking I thought. I know I don't hit
Yeah.
soft. I ain't no Mike Tyson or nothing like that, no knockout artist like that, but I know I don't hit soft for sure. Like in
Yeah.
amateur, I had 5 knockouts in amateur.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
Yeah, for sure. And you look spectacular in that fight. Obviously ending it with 459 in the third
thank you,
round,
brother.
man. That was such a great fight, dude. Congratulations on that win too, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
You fought for several promotions throughout your career, like, you know, and your last fight was your second one under the Bellator banner. What's been your experience working with Bellator so far?
Good, man. I'm happy to have a home that we can the pay went up a little bit and you can pay some bills and actually kind of live a little bit like a professional athlete and not
Yeah.
have to work jobs and do all this kinds of stuff, and you know what I mean. But it's been good. It's been fun, man.
Nice.
Said I had a few fights in the LFA, so I kind of know what it's like to be on TV. I've been on TV a bunch of time before.
Yeah.
Um, well, even KOTC, but they just do it. Yeah. They kind of like air it way after.
Right.
But
Right.
as far as like the live TV experience, LFA was a good little home for me to kind of feel comfortable with cameras all in your face the whole time and whatnot. But Bellator's been cool. It just sucks that my first fight was underneath the damn COVID stuff. So
Right.
you know what I mean? You got to stay in the hotel. You can't travel. Me and my wife have only really been to California, Vegas, and Hawaii.
Okay.
Arizona was there, so we don't know shit about Canada. We didn't know nothing about nothing out there. So we definitely wanted to go and use some of that per diem money and go around and go see some stuff. But you locked in a room, so it kind of sucked on that part. But
Yeah.
it'll pass. We're just blessed. We get opportunities to fight and to make money in times like this because a lot of people are hurting right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Yeah, a
man.
lot of people hurting.
Hurting financially, hurting on the mental side of things, man. I mean, and fighting, it's such a mental game anyways. Like, how do you prepare mentally for your fights?
I think this is the shit that only keeps me sane, man. I'd probably
Yeah.
be losing my shit if I didn't have it. Cause it just it tried to just bring a lot of attention to my inner body, my inner mind, what my thoughts are. Just in a daily thing, pay attention
Yep.
to all those things. And I don't think I would be so into that if I wasn't fighting. Into how am I feeling? How's my body? How's my mind? My breathing? My, you know what I mean? Just a lot of introspective type of things. I'm just focused on, you know what I mean? My inner and mental health is a big thing too. Not being
Yep.
all fucking stressed out all the time. Not, you know what I mean? Eliminating a lot of unneeded stresses. A lot of people seem to stress over things that don't really matter at all, which is the craziest thing ever in life. Why would you stress about shit that does not matter? If
Right.
it don't matter tomorrow, why are we stressing about it today?
Yep.
It's crazy.
Man.
So it helps to simplify things. Fighting helps to simplify a lot of things in life for me. And
Yep.
it really shows me what's important. And a lot of the stuff we think is important shouldn't really even waste your time on it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Do you have any backstage rituals or how you feeling before you walk out to the cage, man? Do you ever have fear come over you at all?
Nervous, terrified, wanting to run out the fucking building. It's a roller coaster,
Yeah.
but to internalize all that and go out there and get the job done, that's why I'm still doing it because it scares me shitless. But if you can just internalize all that and get the job done, you know what the truth is. That's what I mean. Like it's knowing far as what your brain is thinking and acknowledging those feelings, but differentiating your feelings from reality. Because a lot of times that's not reality.
Right.
You're scared. Why should you be scared? I don't leave any stone unturned. Every time I hit that cage, I'm 110% ready to go. Why should we be worried? Let the cards fall where they may.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean. You gave yourself, or for me, I've given myself the best chance to win that fight in that moment in time. So all those worries, you can. I said I acknowledge that they're there, but at some part you're gonna have to compartmentalize all that stuff and get your job done and get those big checks. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah. I mean, that takes strength in itself, man. Just being able to separate all that stuff, man. And on the mental game, man, it's so good. Who's that person in your life that drives you to succeed the most?
Well, he passed away, but probably my grandpa.
Oh, nice.
He was the one that he's very, very, very consistent. Very consistent, very humble, very level-headed, very cool-headed in the midst of the chaos. You know what I mean? He never fought or nothing like that. But my grandma was a wild one before a little bit. She's got a mouth on it. She's full Puerto Rican Filipino, so she's kind of crazy.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? And my grandpa was just he showed me what it is to be a man, take care of your family at all costs, and be very consistent. And consistency can get you a lot of things in life. Consistency can win fights, and he wasn't a fighter, but just the life lessons type of deal. You know what I mean? The values, the core values, what makes you go, and that's why I work the way I do. Like I said, he's got 2 retirements. He was born into like a little shack out here in town in Kaimuki. It's outside of Honolulu a little bit, but he was born in a shack with like 4 brothers in like a little 20-foot shack. Wow. And he got 2 retirements from 20 in the Air Force and another 20 civil service. So it's just, you work hard, no excuses. You work hard, you be humble. And that's probably the most thing that, and it's sad, like, cause he passed away about 11 years ago now we're looking. And I was 24, 23 at that time, you know what I mean? And I'm 23, I think. And it was just, you don't see all those things until you start to get older, when it's like, bro, he was really legit, like the shit. You don't understand, you don't value those things, you know what I mean? When you're a kid, you're thinking this and that. And it's like, bro, those are the things that matter to me most in life.
Yeah. Man, he sounds like an amazing man.
Yeah, he was pretty action. He was pretty action.
Man, it's so cool, dude. And man, yeah, thank you to him for his service too, man. I mean, that's pretty awesome. What an unbelievable story that he has, man. And to leave that legacy with you, man, that's so cool. 2020, man, it's like hit this rough year for MMA events, obviously getting canceled all over, but you were able to get a fight in there in September, obviously. You know, when can us fans expect to see you back in the cage, or do you kind of have a plan in mind when you want to step back in? Very, very, very soon. Bellator's got a big announcement, so we're probably looking at sometime in April for sure. 100%. Okay. We got opponent, everything kind of pretty much locked in, so we're kind of in full swing. Right on, man. Right on, dude. I wanted to shift to a couple fun questions here. I've got these things called pod decks, essentially just random questions, man. I'm going to pull one out, and hopefully it's not a flop here. We'll see what happens. This one says, if you got stuck in an elevator and were forced to listen to only one song, what would the song be? How long? Right. Let's say, that's a great question, man. I don't know, 2 hours. Probably something from Bob. Yeah. Probably Bob. Something nice and relaxful. Maybe some Bob Marley or something like that. Yeah. Most likely. Right. Huge like uprising of like bare knuckle fighting going on and things like that. Are you a fan of bare knuckle boxing? I'm a fan of those checks. I heard fucking Paige got paid. Right? Yeah. Totally, man. If you want to pay me $300K, I'll go in there fucking do what. Hey, you know what I mean? Like, she legit like made plus 300 more than, you know what I mean? If it was a betting odds, yeah, plus 300 her check at bare knuckle. Unbelievable. Yeah, dude. Hey, yeah, fighting, man. Right? Nobody said it was fair at all. Yeah, man. That's it's unbelievable. Find your niche, and you gotta be grounded and know yourself. Like, everybody can say this and that, and like, yes, UFC they have the best fighters. Nobody's gonna lie about that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, what do we do this shit for? For somebody else to say that, oh, you're this or that, or do we do this to enjoy ourselves and pay our bills? Yep. I'm not doing it for other people to please them. And not like saying I would go out there and try to make boring fights, by no means. But at the end of the day, you're there to feed your family. Yep. Exactly.
And the other guy can go and deliver his mail or do whatever the hell he's doing and say what he feels. But you know what I mean? It's a whole different animal if you're the one actually doing it.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Wherever you can get the money, big ups Paige for getting that check. That's all it's about. Because at the end of the day, when they come to collect that mortgage, they're not like, oh, you had a fight in the UFC. Your mortgage is good this month. You don't need it. That's not how life kind of works. So hey,
Right.
life is life.
Yep. 2 more questions for you, man. You have heavy hands, but who has hit you the hardest? Like where you just got hit and you're like, man, that just rocked me.
In the gym more so.
In the gym, yeah.
One of the young boys last camp when I was getting ready for Derek Campos. Knock on wood though. Like I said, man, I've been blessed, man, that I really haven't took a lot of head trauma. Try not to. Plus I got a big coconut head too. So I got a big size head. Probably like a couple times. No, there was like 2 times last time I got hit by uppercut that I didn't see, and I felt this shit all the way down to my toes.
Oh wow.
Like your whole body feels like you got needles.
Yeah.
Rob Emerson's another one. He's hit me with a hook. That same thing. That was years ago, but you kind of remember the good shots. Like
yeah, for sure.
You know, your feet fall asleep, but it's like your whole body.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love music, man. So I love to ask this question. Like, do you have a favorite type of music or favorite band that you like to listen to?
I like all kinds of music, honestly, man.
Nice.
From hip hop to reggae to R&B to country to everything. Well, not so much on the rock side.
Okay.
And it's been kind of dying out a lot, yeah. The rock music. Yeah, I haven't seen too much of that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, I mean, those are cool, like early 2000s, like those ones. But besides that, yeah, I've been running some country a little bit.
Nice, man.
Hawaii seems to like their country music too right now, so I don't know. It's pretty good.
That's awesome. But also, Keoni, I wanted to give you an opportunity just to give a shout out to coaches, sponsors, teammates, anybody that you'd like, man. The camera's all yours, man. I so appreciate coming on.
Give a big shout out to my wife. That's probably the biggest help.
Yeah.
Most consistent help for sure. And just all my teammates, man, that always help me to get better. And from here in Hawaii to all the way in Arizona, big shout out to all those guys. Couldn't do it without them. Of course, my sponsors. We got RCS Countertops, Cobra Bar Arcade, Aloha Beef Chips, and hopefully we got some more sponsors we can add on to that. Ruka, Defend Hawaii.
Nice.
Yeah, that's kind of about it, my man. That's pretty much the sponsors and the whole rundown, the whole thank you rundown.
Love it, man. Love it, dude. Keoni, it's such an honor to have you on my show, man. Thank you so much for taking time and joining me, man. This is great conversation. Thanks for sharing your story, man. Such a good one, man.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you so much for checking out the show today. I really appreciate it. If it brought you any value, please leave a rating and review below. Please go subscribe to our podcast, all of our channels on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Rumble. Look, we're on all the formats. We want to continue to grow this show and continue to bring you value. So thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. Have an awesome day.